As the world prepares to mark the World Refugee Day tomorrow, Somali refugees are grappling with the reality of an impending repatriation, with talks already underway on the repatriation of Somalis back to their country. Now, the governments of Kenya, Somalia and other leaders are trying to identify safe places for the refugees to settle back into.
KTN's Najma Ismail toured the Kakuma refugee camp to gauge the mood ahead of the proposed repatriation.
Due to war, conflict or violence, thousands are forced to flee their homeland and seek refuge in other countries. Kenya has for many years been a safe haven in the region, hosting two major camps, Dadaab and the Kakuma refugee camps. Initially, the refugees are brought here and live in these tents where demarcation is done. Then later on, they're provided with construction materials where they build their own houses. The camps slowly develop into a small town, complete with all kinds of amenities, from businesses to recreational facilities. Home to at least 120,000 refugees from 15 different nationalities, the Kakuma refugee camp has grown to become more than just a camp. It is now a second home to many. Most of the inhabitants here are Somalis, and they all seem to know about the impending repatriation.
Almost 50% of these refugees came in the last 3 years. And that many of them have been asking to go back.
Certainly, I don't think I'll be going back to Somalia, because the situation that really made us to leave and flee and come to Kenya is still existing.
Abikar Sheikh and his family have lived in Kakuma for more than 20 years. He's one of the many refugees who don't want to go back to Somalia. He's worried that he and his family will be forced to return to the war-torn country. The UNHCR says they will support the repatriation process only if it is done in the most humane way possible.
We are having discussions with the government of Kenya, with the government of Somalia, with our UNHCR Somali office to gauge and see how we can make sure that if they're going back, those who decide to go back will go back in dignity and safety.
Some of the refugees have lived in Kakuma for many years, and they have turned to drugs to keep depression at bay.
People move here on account of drug. First of all, I'm the one who is using a lot of kinds of drugs just to keep myself cool.
However, some have made good of the situation and adopted accordingly. They run several businesses within the camp. Most of the Somalis staying at the Kakuma refugee camp have been here for years. They've gotten married here, they've had children here, and some even have businesses to take care of. They say they are not ready to go back home. Najma Ismail, KTN, Kakuma refugee camp.